Hello, everybody. I guess it's going to become a new thing for all my night owls because I can't get anything done. And usually what I start out my day wanting to discuss, by this time of night, it's all changed anyway. So welcome. I really need to stop casting to my personal page on Facebook and Twitter and send everybody over to the link I will put up for YouTube, because sometimes my thoughts on my personal page are not that of Virginians for Children's First. But I'm trying to get people to pay attention, and getting people to actually go over to the YouTube page and subscribe has been difficult because everybody follows me either here or there. So that's why. It's because sometimes my opinions are not my nonprofit's opinions. But anyway, so I really have to stop doing this, but I realized that not enough message was getting out. So let me share the link for everybody. If you are not, it's very easy. Let's see. Bobby even updated it. So it is super easy. YouTube, I'm going to post it. Please go and subscribe. I don't know if it even posted. It may have just posted to YouTube, but it is Virginians for Children's First. And it's actually at Virginians for Children's First 665. Funny, Bobby. Thank you for that one. At least he didn't put 666. Sometimes I feel like that. In 1 hour and 10 minutes, the jabbing of children commenting section is going to end on the Virginia Regulatory Town Hall. Why? Over a year after Glenn Youngkin was elected, we are even talking about this. I have no idea. Just like it's been a year since the man was elected, and our kids are no better off than they were under Ralph Northam. Is there a potential change in the transgender unisex bathroom chaos going on across the state? Potentially. Is he going to enforce it? No. Just like he said, I think he got elected January 15th, and then on January 17th, he said everything, he was going to leave it up to the localities. I'm sorry, Glenn. I helped you campaign, and that's not what we campaigned about. So I wanted to show you guys, these were a couple of videos that I took myself out on the campaign trail. Just so you can know, in case you are not aware, how avid he was about choice.
First of all, I'm going to be very clear with everybody. People should get the vaccine. I've gotten the vaccine. My family's gotten the vaccine.
It's a choice.
But you know what? I'm not going to impose that on you all. You all need to do your homework and decide what's best for you. As a governor, I think my job is to lead through example, to make sure that you all have necessary information, that you can make the decisions that you need to make. And then, oh, by the way, we want to make the vaccine readily available. You know, Virginia was ranked 50th in the nation, 50th.
Lie.
When it came to rolling out the vaccine. And I've campaigned everywhere, folks. I've campaigned in communities that Republicans never go to. And what I've heard over and over again is, one, I don't know enough about the vaccine. I might be a little scared of it. So that's my job to say, well, let me get the information for you. And here, by the way, here's why I took it. But also to bring people into communities that folks can see as, well, that's somebody who I know. And maybe they got the vaccine. But then finally, we got to make it available. And if someone has to take 2 buses and walk a mile to get the vaccine, they're not going to get it. Right, yeah. And so we've got to make the vaccine readily available so that people can take it. But oh, by the way, again, your decision.
Yes, sir.
It's your decision.
Thank you. Okay. So real quick. I videotaped this myself. It was they were getting the boom mic in one of his ads ready. And I specifically, they were like, does anybody have any questions? And I was like, what about masks and what about vaccination? Because he'd been very quiet about it up until that point. And right before this, he went over the masking, and I had cut this portion out. And I'm holding my 4-year-old at the time. And then he goes into vaccination. And just really quickly, let's hear that again.
With everybody, I think people should get the vaccine.
We know.
I've gotten the vaccine. My family's gotten the vaccine.
It's a choice.
But you know what? I'm not going to impose that on you all. You all need to do your homework and decide what's best for you. As a governor, I think my job is to lead through example, to make sure that you all have necessary information, that you can make the decisions that you need to make.
Okay. So one, right there. It's a choice. Who here voted for that choice to be made? Not only for ourselves, but for our children, mainly last year while they were still masked. If you had known, oh, but when they go to add it, I'm going to leave it up to the localities. Would you have voted for him? Here's another one.
Protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this great Commonwealth of Virginia. But let me be clear. Let me be clear.
And by the way, I will add that they have all violated their oath of office. All of them. So that's a lie. This was right after he got elected.
There are 3 things when it comes to this vaccine and this pandemic that I want to make sure everybody understands. Number 1, I do not believe in mandates. I do not. I do not.
Wait, can we hear that one more time?
Even mandates. I do not. Make sure everybody understands. Number 1, I do not believe in mandates. I do not. I do not.
Thank you.
I do believe in the vaccine. And I'm going to recommend everyone get it, but that is your decision, not mine. Not mine. Second of all, I do not believe that people should be fired for not getting a vaccine from their job. And finally, I believe when it comes to our children's health and well-being, parents should make decisions for their children. And Winston and I are going to swear.
I had friends during this election who were very aware of what globalists were and all this stuff. And I was one of those people. After 2020, I said verbatim, I would vote for Big Bird before I would vote for Terry McAuliffe. And it came back and bit me in the ass. Because here we are. Who voted for this? I did. You did, maybe. A lot of people on the left did. Because this is, so again, why are we 1 hour away from commenting ending on adding the vaccine to the schedule for our children? Not my children. I got them out. Why? Let's hear that one more time.
We're going to swear to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this great Commonwealth of Virginia. But let me be clear. Let me be clear. There are 3 things when it comes to this vaccine and this pandemic that I want to make sure everybody understands. Number 1, I do not believe in mandates. I do not. I do not.
Thank you.
I do believe in the vaccine. And I'm going to recommend
we know, Glenn.
that is your decision.
We know.
Not mine.
Again?
Second of all, I do not believe that people should be fired for not getting a vaccine from their job. And finally, I believe when it comes to our children's health and well-being, parents should make decisions for their children.
Okay, so now that we're clear that, so those are two videos that I recorded. Okay, 2 of many. The rest of them I'm going to show you. I was at I was present for them. One of them, probably the most enraging, and I can pull up the live feed. I recorded the entire 45 minutes, but the one in Burke, Virginia, we have to be clear. This is when he made the statement about Loudoun County and what he and Miares were going to do. Scott Ziegler's still sitting there. That school board, sans Tiffany Polifko, who just won a huge victory for Loudoun up there, still sitting there. The man who covered up the rape of a child that led to another rape of another child, still sitting there. So I was in Burke, Virginia. So all of these I was at. Okay, so I just want to be clear. But I will go and I can find you the live footage. But this is from his campaign.
Take immediate action in regards to our kids' safety. Our kids can't wait. First, when I'm your...
By the way, this is why when he shares the parents matter, click here, and all he wants is solicitation for money, why it irritates me, because I typed that number in thinking I was going to get some epic thing. And all it is, I still get messages from his campaign wanting money when I type that in. That's just BS. That's bullshit.
Your governor working for you. Every school will be required to have school resource officers on its campus.
Have we gotten there yet? To bring up a different issue.
And let me be clear. They will be on every campus or that school will lose its funding.
Let me be clear, Glenn. You would not be funding 80% of the schools in Virginia. How many lies 1 year later are we going to let this man get away with? I'm paying $20,000 a year to keep my children. I can't afford that and do this and have a husband who's never here, but I do because I can't trust my children in public schools that my taxes pay for. Let me repeat, our children are no better off than they were under Ralph Northam.
If you are a school board and you refuse to equip your schools with school resource officers to keep our children safe, you will need to find your funding for your school on your own.
I'm sorry, what was that? Who wants to help me tally up how many schools in the state of Virginia do not have resource officers so that we can send Glenn Youngkin a bill for how many divisions of state money and federal money and taxes he's paid schools where he said this. Let me just back that up real quick.
If you are a school board and you refuse to equip your schools with school resource officers to keep our children safe,
bring it.
You will need to find your funding for your school on your own.
So everybody all the time is like, man, you're ruining the Republican brand. You're giving the liberals the left. No, I am going to change the system. I don't care about what color you say your seat is. Okay. This is not what I spent 3 months of my life campaigning for. This one right here lights my, let's do this one real quick. Okay. This is the one, the final debate when McAuliffe slipped up because, sorry, slippery McAuliffe did not slip up. But this is the one when he talks about the pornography in our schools. Wait, let me read real quick. This was when I was at Gourmelt's when he when he was stumping for Vega. There was a couple moms. I couldn't stay because I felt like that I had to go home and take a shower because I was covered, like in the movie Blade, where they have like the blood coming down at the vampire rave. That's what I felt like with all the people there. They were like, oh my God, you're so awesome. And I'm sitting there going, I gotta get out of here. So I left, but there was a couple mothers that talked to him and asked him about the book situation. This is what Glenn Youngkin had to say about the pornography, the blatant visual images of butt plugs, how to pleasure somebody, the 8 different ways that girls can themselves, about in our middle schools. This was the reaction. This was the response that he got, that we got, that they got from him. I will read it verbatim. Of course, I'm not going to tell you who said it, but because as a journalist, I protect my sources. But I will tell you what Glenn Youngkin said. Oh, so angry about this. Let's look. Is it? Oh, nope. He said that he was going to, hold on. Anyway, he pretty much said, I'll just say pretty much, he pretty much said that he was going to help parents advocate for their own children and fight the book issue. Sorry, Governor, that's not going to work for me. Why? Because there's so much law in the books regarding obscenity in our schools. We don't even have the exemptions that other states do. If you've seen the movie, and they talk about it, Jennifer McWilliams, who's wonderful. If you've seen the movie, The Mind Polluters, so Purple for Parents up in Indiana, they're fighting this like list of exemptions that keeps these books in their child's libraries. We don't have those exemptions. The only exemptions that we have are for higher education. So there's absolutely no reason that these books should be in. But keep in mind that the reason that Glenn Youngkin got elected was a book porn conversation, okay, with Terry McAuliffe in that third debate. Hold on. One second. Open it up. So this was the debate, and I've listened to it like 45 times. And you can hear Hot Mic on there if you guys ever want to get into it.
Refusing to engage with parents. In fact, in Fairfax County this past week, we watched parents so upset because there was such sexually explicit material in the library they had never seen. It was shocking. And in fact, you vetoed the bill that would have informed parents that they were there. You believe school systems should tell children what to do. I believe parents should be in charge of their kids' education.
Mr. McAuliffe, 30 seconds.
So first of all, this shows how clueless Glenn Youngkin is. He doesn't understand what the laws were because he's never been involved here in helping Virginia. But it was not. The parents had the right to veto books, Glenn, not to be knowledgeable about it, also take them off the shelves. And I'm not going to let parents come into schools and actually take books out and make their own decision.
You vetoed it.
So, yeah, I stopped the bill that I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
Okay, so just to be clear, Glenn Youngkin won the election based on that conversation about a bill that would inform parents what their children about the books. Okay, that's why he's in office. Just to be really clear. Okay, and here we are. The man won on, still being debated. And when it was brought up to him in Fredericksburg at Gormelt's, he said that he was going to help parents advocate. And the process that McAuliffe is talking about to block the books, oh my God, you can block one book in one school after 6 months if you're lucky, and it doesn't happen. And I know that you've seen these books that are getting put in front of our children. They're disgusting. If I was to walk up to a child on the street and be like, hey, look at this, or hey, would you like this book, or even put it anywhere near children, I would be arrested, period. But this one here lights my ass up. Why? Because this is when I first got involved. This was at Keystone Acres, not far from here. It's funny because Matt Strickland, who's running against Durant, praise God, up in Fredericksburg, who owns Gourmelts, who was the restaurant in Virginia that was like, we're not doing your masking because it makes no sense. It breaks my, we know the law. And that man is running for state senate. Hallelujah. And is 100% America first. 100%. But I didn't know him from Adam. And I called him and I said, I want to have a table because this man running for governor is not talking about the mask on our kids. And he sponsored, Gourmelts did. He said, come on up and talk to me. I drove up there, wrote me a check. I made a banner, a bunch of stickers. Some of y'all were probably there. And got him talking about mask. I'm not saying I did it, but so this video here is the one that makes me mad as hell because one, I'm in it, videotaping him like I'm one of the ones in the vampire rave, like, yeah, we're gonna do this. And now I look back at it and I'm like, supposed to watch this. This is the one that has parents matter, parents matter, parents matter. And it's so like that, man, when I was at Gourmelts 2 months ago and whatever, his spirit in the, I don't know, I've listened to that song so many damn times I can't even think about it. But Spirit in the Sky came on. I wanted to be like I used to, like, and then Gloria, and then AC/DC, because I knew he was coming. And I was standing there like this on my phone. Just wanted to see him in Vega and them blame Looney Pants, Guzman's bill on Spamberger. I'm standing there looking around going, y'all know that Spamberger did not say that. What is wrong with y'all?
I hope all of you can feel what's going on across the Commonwealth of Virginia because I'm telling you, it is something amazing. We're rejecting this left, liberal, progressive agenda that's trying to make Virginia, California East, and Virginians are saying, no, not here. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, that's what we're standing up for right here, right now. Let me be really clear. Parents matter.
Really?
Parents matter. Whichever team plays the hardest, whichever team wants it the most, whichever team leaves it all on the court, that's the team that wins. And our team is gonna win.
But the thing is that when I go back and I hear that now, I'm like, what team? Like, if you go back and listen to him speak in Davos in 2020, and then you go back and listen to him on the campaign trail, it's very frightening the way that he talks about business, the way that he talks on the campaign trail. I mean, so because I was at these,
all of you can feel what's going on across the Commonwealth of Virginia because
it hurts my heart because my daughter still says when we can go see Mr. Glenn Longlegs and still wants to listen to Spirit in the Sky, which we used to listen to 18 times when we went to preschool.
I'm telling you, it is something amazing. We're rejecting this left, liberal, progressive agenda that's trying to make Virginia, California East, and Virginians are saying, no, not here. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, that's what we're standing up for right here, right now. Let me be really clear. Parents matter. Parents matter. So upset because there whichever team plays the hardest, whichever team wants it the most, whichever team leaves it all on the court, that's the team that wins. And our team is going to win.
That's like really all I can do right now is sit here and just go like this. Momentum is what that was called from October 15th. Like, I just can't even. Like, I'm just so absolutely disgusted. But let me pull up my sister page. One of my sister pages. You'll have to excuse me because I have got many. Let's look. Who should we look at? Let's look up D. I think on the campaign trail, that would be the page that I used. So, welcome to my sister page, deplorable. Yep, that's it. I got locked down a lot. And then I learned how not to get locked down. So let's look up, let's see. Let's just look up Glenn. Usually I think it has posts come up first. Oh, nope, those are wrong. I mean, look. I mean, I was a Youngkin drinker. So yes. Okay. So of course, Tim Anderson retweeted, for those of you concerned with the CDC recommendations to make COVID-19 vaccinations to attend schools, our Attorney General has a opinion, I'm guessing, the recommendations have no enforcement or effect of the law. Why would the CDC recommend COVID-19? Okay. Now that COVID is correct. So Miara has said, it is in my opinion. You are the Attorney General. This is why I'm studying and I'm getting a internship with a judge so I don't have to go to law school to become a constitutional attorney, because you're the Attorney General of the state. Why is it your opinion? Law is not opinion. That's okay. It is my opinion that should the CDC modify its recommended childhood immunization schedule to include the vaccination against COVID, children enrolled in schools and child care facilities in Virginia will not be required to obtain a COVID-19 vaccine as a condition of attendance. That was on October 21st. So here we are over a month later. Okay. Why? Because if you didn't know, Norm Oliver got replaced by Dr. Green. Why is this even being entertained? Why is this even in discussion? Because when I was on Unwokeable the other day, he was shocked that Virginia was going through this. And then here, Mark, if you're watching this is Stitt. This would be Stitt, who was elected in Oklahoma, who evidently is Youngkin number 2. Oh, and he's giving him a vest. Oh, I gotta save that to send Mark. Excuse me real quick. So anyway, sorry. Before I forget, he's gonna love that. Okay, so this one would be, let's see. Oh, what did Matt pose? Matt, he's getting wrong up. All right, yes. But anyway, if so, you guys can. Okay, I'm over that. You can stop it now. Okay, well, that's interesting. Joe Morrissey and Youngkin, that would not shock me. Oh, who's he with here? Oh God, lost it. This is choice, folks. So this is one of the videos. So you can Google. And if she had listened to me and not him, she'd be elected right now. Oh, look. Oh, Kevin McCarthy. That's Jane King. So pretty much where we stand in Virginia is that if you're getting endorsed by anybody in the, like, that it is anybody, say no. And if you say yes, we know. We're watching. Okay. Hunk out. Biggest mistake ever. You should have run by yourself. Vega. Should have listened to me. Would have gotten you elected. Oh, and of course there's Bob McDonnell. Oh, I know. D2. Love him. Oh. D2 is the deepest part of the swamp in the state of Virginia. By God. Like, but I don't even know. I can't find this video. But y'all can go through and, like, if you scroll through long, but you'll find so much information on him and what he's done if you don't, like, follow him regularly. If you just search his name on Facebook. Oh, there's Rob Whitman, the man that he admitted that social emotional learning was the social engineering of our children at the state fair. Like, did you really just admit that to me? Yes, he did. Okay. But, and so here's my advice, is that if you want to get elected next year, do not, and I don't think that the people that we want elected will get endorsed by any of these swamp eaters. Oh, I gotta say that too. Sorry. Okay. So while our state was falling apart, Youngkin was stumping all over, just to let y'all know. He was everywhere but here. So what am I? So just in case y'all weren't clear on that, while our state has had nothing positive going on for our children, Youngkin is this transgender stuff is about to go through, which he has stated that he's not going to hold anybody accountable for. So what exactly did we elect him for? I'd like to know. I'd really like to know, because if you can't admit at this point that everything we elected him for, nothing has been done, then there really is no helping you. So let's see. There's my HPV rant. If you want to go over to deplorable, if you want, oh, see, yep, there's me. That was at the Chesterfield Airport, or the hangar, right before, look at this, November 2nd. Lord have mercy, all the fields. Change is the future of our Commonwealth. Change the future of our country. I've never been more proud to be part of something. What are we doing in Virginia? Changing history before our eyes. I am humble enough.
We're standing up for our children, for our grand. This is our.
Okay. I am humble enough to admit when I was wrong. Why can't anybody else?
This is our time as Virginians. It's not Republicans versus Democrats anymore. It's Virginians standing up for those values we hold dear. We're standing up for our children, for our grandchildren, for our nieces, for our nephews. A statement not just for the future of our Commonwealth, but for the future of our country.
This is no longer a campaign. It is a movement. This is not a spectator sport. It is time to get in the arena.
Polls do not win elections.
Real quick, time to get in the arena. Has anybody heard anything out of Miaras? Anything out of anybody? Where are our people?
Elections, votes do. We need you to get out and vote. We need you to bring 10 friends, and we will win this. And we will make that statement that changes the future of our Commonwealth and the future of our country, and sends this shockwave across the system.
My fellow
Virginians, we stand here tonight at this most monumental moment that will change the future of our Commonwealth of Virginia, where the relentless pursuit of a better life is not burdened or blocked by self-dealing politicians who are focused more on their own enrichment than those they are elected to serve. A new day where all Virginians can achieve that great Virginia promise. This is our moment. You must go vote.
Like, okay, I'm done now. I really want to cry watching this stuff. Because never in a million years did I think that I would be here a year later, fighting this man to do what he said he was going to do. Never in a million years. So here we are. It's 11:20. In 39 minutes, this ends. And I'm pasting it for everybody. Why are we still even entertaining the idea of jabbing these babies? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand why more of you are not angry that we are having to do this. I really can't say anything else. Except you better work hard. And like I tell y'all every single night when I do this, talk to your officials who are running for delegate and Senate next year. If they've been in office for, I don't care what color they are, what color, red or blue, not what color they are. I really don't care what color they are. That's the truth. Get involved. Ask them the questions. When you say this, what do you mean? When you say this, education excellence, what do you mean? Do you mean to recover Virginia's workforce? To recover Virginia's economy? Is that what you mean by education excellence? Okay, because that's the question that we didn't ask during the Youngkin campaign that we should have. Just to be real clear. On that note, I love sharing this video because it's so disgusting. In case y'all didn't know what the definition of education excellence in Virginia that we voted for, and this is the same video that I blasted Gadara. I really love, because this, if you don't know what the data quality campaign is, DQC, you can look up Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because they're not an LLC like Chan Zuckerberg. And you can look up DQC, Data Quality Campaign, that she founded, and see how much money Bill Gates has given her company. And she's our Secretary of Education. And the only thing she knows about education is how to collect data in education. So let's close out just real quick. Is this the definition of education excellence? But before you watch this, pause it and go comment. Because they will jab your babies. They'll add it to the list. Or they'll make it like HPV, which we were the first and only state when Gardasil first came out to adopt. And now we're still one of 3 in DC. It's the requirement that's not required that Tim Anderson acknowledged school divisions lie about and tell parents that it is required, but nobody is held accountable for those children who we know that the HPV vaccination harms children because it has sarin in it. But it's supposed to cook off like, wine when you bake. And that's why they don't have to add it to the list. So you have an attorney delegate admitting divisions are lying to parents, not doing anything. So that's where we live in Virginia, just real quick. So we're going to be, why? Because we have Merck here that produces the HPV vaccine. That's why we have it and it's the requirement that's not required. Okay. Yet when I took my 12-year-old last year, I was told by the pediatrician it was required. And if I hadn't known any better, I would have thought it was. I was told her vaccination record would be incomplete. That was a lie. I was told I had to get it. And I was given no informed consent. She didn't even tell me that my daughter was getting it. If I had not known, I would not have known any different. She walked out of the room after I told the nurse that we were not getting it. And she was like, just went to go get the nurse to get the whole jab of syringe, the whole thing of syringes for my kids. And I said, I'm sorry, we are not getting the HPV vaccine. She says, required. I said, no, it's not. Well, her records will be incomplete. I said, okay. And yet we have people in office that do nothing to hold these medical professionals responsible. Another story for another day. But let's just listen to Kadar really quick.
At the top of our office building. They are the foundation for Governor Youngkin's education agenda. And I'm so pleased to be with you today to provide an overview of our vision, our priorities, and our goals. And I'm honored and delighted, really honored and really delighted to be a part of the governor's team as he works to make Virginia the best place to live, to work, and to raise a family. And on this call, we all know that for that goal to become a reality, Virginia also needs to be the best place to learn. So everything that we do in the next 4 years in the Youngkin administration will be guided by our North Star to prepare every single learner for success in life, in our economy, our democracy, and in our communities. Everything we do in education will be shaped by this goal. And how will we know we'll be successful in the long run?
Guys, it doesn't sound that bad. Okay. It doesn't. If you don't know what you're listening for. And how will they know that they achieved this?
Long term. We have 3 benchmarks we're going to use. 1, graduates of Virginia education institutions will be hired into family wage supporting jobs, and they'll be actively engaged and productively engaged in civic life. 2.
Okay. First of all, everybody's like, what's wrong with that? This is their North Star. Their ceiling. This is what they're striving for education excellence in the Commonwealth. Okay. So pick apart her words. A family supporting wage is their North Star. Okay. That's like they're reaching a family. Yes, all children should graduate from high school being able to support a family. But how much is that? How much is that? Should that be your North Star is question number 1. And then to add the participate in civic life. Not a constitutional republic, not anything like that. Civic life. Like it's like Klaus Schwab.
Companies will be attracted to, remain in, and grow in the Commonwealth due to the quality of the talent pool.
That is their second goal. Companies will come to the Commonwealth and grow because of the talent pool. So when we talk about human capital model, I think last week sometime I showed you how human capital breaks down, and our children are literally human capital for the Virginia labor pool. That is their second benchmark for education excellence.
And 3, the Virginia economy will grow.
This is our Secretary of Education, not the Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Labor. This is our Secretary of Education. And that is education excellence. the Virginia economy will grow. And this video is long, and I posted it. It's on our website, or it's on our YouTube channel. You can watch the whole thing. And then you can find the channel that it came from, and you can watch some more propaganda from Winsome Sears, and a whole thing right here with Frederick Hess from AEI. They did a whole interview. So if you don't understand the AEI Hunt Institute, Virginia, North Carolina swamp, you better start digging, because I've talked about it about 100 times. So you have got 29 minutes to go comment about how insane, and remind Youngkin about, you can start this video over as soon as I'm getting ready to end the broadcast, and you can listen, or we could, no, I'm not going to pull it up one more time because I got to go, but rewind it right to the beginning and listen to what he said about the vaccine in videos I recorded. The vaccine, the vaccine, the vaccine, parent having choice, 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 choice. And that's why he got elected. Okay. And then remember that he took an oath of office, because these people have to be reminded. That's it. Okay. I'm so tired of this. I just want to wake up one day and have him have done one thing with balls that he said he was going to do. Not whatever was going to make people happy and then not follow through and then not have anybody care. One day I want to wake up and have Glenn Youngkin make a DeSantis moment. Stand ground. But I can hold my breath for the next 3 years, and everybody says, well, we'll just have to redo it in 3 years. Our kids don't have 3 years. Get it together, people. Our kids don't have 3 years to elect another one. We've got this year to get the right people in office and the rhinos out. They're our biggest problem, okay? Figure that out, okay? The left is driving hate, all that stuff. What the rhinos are driving is even more frightening. It's World Economic Forum. Let's do Davos, Switzerland, UNESCO, global domination. We are no longer a sovereign nation. Okay. But the left's doing it too. So trust me, it's not just the right. It is a bipartisan swamp. And it's disgusting. So go back real quick, watch the beginning of this video when I end this, and watch the ones that I recorded myself of him talking about what was going to happen regarding the vaccination and explicably our children. Yet here we are with the red wave, the red scare, we got a red wave. Yeah, we did, but it had a hammer and a sickle on it. But go back and watch what he said, one on the campaign trail and one right after election, about what was going to happen with choice. And he would not force parents or children to get, we know that you believe in the vaccine, blah, 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 blah. But go back. Okay. I'm going to end this so you can go back and watch and then go comment on the town hall. Get with it, people. We have new shirts coming out, not this one, but it says, nobody's coming to save us. Sorry, it's up to us.